I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. And today's video is one that there are job search lessons in a variety of different places that you don't expect to see them. One that popped into my mind today that I hadn't done a video about was the play A Chorus Line. Now, you may have seen it as a movie. I saw the original play on Broadway in, dare I say, 1975, 1976, something along those lines. And there are three very profound lessons that I remember from the show that I've confirmed by watching different segments of it. So the play is one about an audition and a performance. And the audition starts off with a large casting call. It eventually gets narrowed down to those who are selected. So large audition sounds like you're being interviewed. And in their particular case, they're seeing their competition right in front of them. They're dancing against them. And in your case, most of the time you aren't. You're not seeing who you're competing with, but you're always competing. And one thing that firms do that shows up in the play is they are playing you and they're playing your emotions. In the play, there's a song called I Need This Job. And it's the story of, again, dancers competing to be in the chorus for a Broadway show. And there's a point where, I really need this job. Please God, I want this job, I think are the lyrics. Then there's a brief pause in the audition where they start asking themselves, I think I blew it. And he doesn't like me. He thinks I'm terrible. And sound like some of the interviews you've been on and some of the craziness that you put yourself through. And frankly, firms know this. And it's one of the reasons they use some of the gaps in the process so that you start becoming desperate. You start really wanting their job because kind of like Groucho Marx said, I want any club that would have me, I don't want to be a part of. Well, in this particular case, it's the exact opposite. It's, I want to be a part of a club that doesn't seem to want me. So part of what firms try to do is to make you anxious so that you'll want what they have. The second thing that came to mind from the show is there's a character named Cassie who at one point was a headliner in a show. Matter of fact, she stopped the show twice, was considered a great talent, and now she's auditioning for a job in the chorus. And the chorus master, or the dance master, I should say, challenges her. And she's being chosen for the chorus, but he said, why do you want to do this? And she said, this is what I can get. And, in the previous instances, it was hard. No one had the guts to tell me I would never be a star. I was always going to be close. And there's a certain desperate and pathetic quality that I think of with older workers taking the step down in their job. That it's hard for organizations to see them in this way because they've been in the top spot or they've been more senior. And I want to talk to you, those of you who are older or are willing to take that step back, that it's really hard to do because you've exceeded the expectations of this job. It's hard for an organization to see you in that way. The last thing is, if you've never seen the dance number one, I have a lot of good memories of the show. So one is the finale, and it's what they've been rehearsing for the entire time. Watch the version on YouTube where it's done at the Tonys. It doesn't matter which version you see of it, whether it's the old one in '76 or a more recent one. But what you'll see is the effect of practice and rehearsal that most job hunters never engage in. For you to really excel in your dance, you need to practice and rehearse and work it hard, just like these dancers do for 2 hours on the stage, to the point where they ultimately become sensational. What you need to always be doing is looking ahead and rehearsing and practicing and putting yourself in the position where you're teaming with others in order to excel at the time you walk in for the performance. I'm Jeff Altman. If you're interested in my coaching you so that you can excel, great. I'd love to help you. Connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the big game hunter. Mention that you saw the video because I just like knowing I'm helping some folks. Once we're connected, message me that you're interested in my coaching. We'll set up a time for a free discovery call. If you have a couple of questions and you want to get expert advice, reach out to me in one of two ways. One is by phone through prestoexperts.com. The other one is through an app called Magnify, MAGNIFI, which is a video app for iOS devices only. If you're using Presto Experts, message me through LinkedIn. Let's set up a time for the conversation because I'm just not going to take a phone call. You might be interrupting me while I'm working with someone else. So let's set up a time through LinkedIn. Again, linkedin.com/IN/the big game hunter. We'll figure out a time to speak. Last thing, I've got a lot of great information at thebiggamehunter.us. Go to the blog. There are thousands of posts there about different elements of job search. They're not put together for you. That's really where my coaching comes into play. Hope you have a great day. Take care.